Good morning. January the 26th, 2026, Media Markets live stream. Got a special episode, a morning snow day episode with my guy Jeremy Verbs. Verb, how you feeling, my guy?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Welcome to the
sir.
stream. I know we talked about this previously. I've been on you guys' podcast previously, Game Point the podcast. See, you guys been doing a ton of great things. I love the editing. I love like how you guys just the banter going back and forth. I saw your man's was like in the Denver was it Patriots -5.5 yesterday?
Yeah,
I definitely was the guy that clicked Broncos plus the points. I did not bet it though, but yeah.
Okay.
So it's good to see you here, man. Media Markets, you're all open invitation. Anything you see in the news cycle, feel free to send to me. Even if we don't go live for 30 minutes, we can knock out a 10-minute clip. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, for sure. Appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely, brother. It's a snow day. It's January the 26th, 2026. I think I want to start off the show with that, man. I mean, just the snow, the ice. It's crazy out there. I just got back in. And one of the things that I noticed with this snow day, obviously the children are out of school. A lot of the parents and stuff are out of work. And I haven't seen any children like throughout
outside?
Outside.
No,
I've not seen one child outside.
Nah,
like,
none in my neighborhood, none of that. I'm gonna take my kids out there later on today. But I will say this is not really soft snow. This is hard. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just pure ice. But like you said, man, they don't be outside no more. It's like they don't like playing. I don't know what the problem is, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I was thinking back to myself. I was like, maybe I didn't go. But I mean, I remember at least a few times where I stepped outside. Obviously, you talk about it. This snow is a little more harder, like way more grittier than the average snow. But yeah, like we used to go outside, play football. At least till they got a little too crazy, and then we go back inside. But yeah, man, times have certainly changed. They in the crib, they got their games.
That's it. That's all they do.
They got that Wi-Fi, and
that's it, bro.
Their thing.
They play the game. I know. I'm from North Carolina, so down south we didn't get a whole bunch of snow. So anytime it did snow, I was outside. You know what I'm saying? I'm older now. This excited me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Seeing the snow, so I'm not used to seeing this much. So this is cool to me. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. So it's a good vibe, man. It's good energy. It's the snow day episode, January the 26th, 2026. And Verb, let's get right into it, man, Jeremy. I mean, last night we saw two teams reach the Super Bowl, the pinnacle of where you want to go in the NFL. I mean, we just talked about being kids. I was like outside playing football. What is the scenario that we're playing in the Super Bowl? This is the last play or whatever. This is what you dream of as from a young kid to the time that you're putting in work in high school, college, that those early practices, those early trainings to the point that you'll get in training camp with your NFL team. And even if, I think about all the guys over their career, you think about some of the young people to get there quick, but also like some of the older guys, like a Cooper Kupp reaching his second Super Bowl. You think of some of the veterans like the Marcus Lawrence for Seattle. So, I mean, just overall, like Seattle Seahawks versus the New England Patriots. That is a Super Bowl, February the 8th, 2026. What do you think about the matchup before we get into like the actual games? What do you think about this matchup coming up, Super Bowl 60?
I think it's a really good matchup. It's good to see like two teams that haven't been there in a while. Even though the Patriots used to run the conference basically, but having Drake May, I'm a Carolina guy, so him being there, I love that for him. And even with Sam Darnold, like even with the Seattle, which I feel like they're playing the best ball right now, especially on the defensive end. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be a goodie for real. I had I had LA. I picked them to win the whole thing. Gonna win it. I thought Matthew Stafford was solidify his I feel like he's gonna solidify getting this ring and MVP and all that, but it didn't happen. But I think the game gonna be good, bro. What you thinking?
Yep. I also think that the game, it will certainly, it'll be a good game, right? It's a Super Bowl. It's probably going to start out slow in that first quarter, which we see most Super Bowls do. But I think that the defenses will be the number one priority. I think that Drake May has not played extremely well over the last couple of weeks. I mean, but when you're playing in Denver against that defense and in those weather conditions, it's not too much expected. But he got out. He ran the ball extremely well yesterday. But I think that I think that it'd be a good matchup. I did want to see the Rams versus the Patriots, but obviously that didn't happen. Seattle, I've always traditionally thought, number one defenses against a number one or offense, a top defense versus a top offense. I'll always take the defense, so I do lean with Seattle at this standpoint. But it definitely should be a good game, and I need to see some fireworks though. Like, I don't want it to be a very boring Super Bowl. We don't.
Yeah,
I'm
with you on that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't. I think that's what's going to end up happening though. As long as it does, this game with the Broncos was to me it wasn't boring because of the actual weather conditions. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't bad, and I like watching defensive game. But I'm with you. I want to see some sparks, like you said, some fireworks. Something has to happen, man. And I hope Drake may catch fires. Him actually running more. I think that should be more of a part of the offense because I feel like with his legs he kind of changed the dynamic of the game. Especially with those conditions, man. But yeah, hopefully we get a good one, man. Hopefully it's not nothing crazy.
Yeah, I think. Well, when it comes to both coaches that are going to be in the Super Bowl, Mike Vrabel and Mike McDonald, the battle of the Mikes. I think that Vrabel is probably one of the better coaches in the NFL. Right? Not even usually I talk spread, and although he covered, I think they covered like 13 out of 17 games this season, which is fine. But just from the like logistical standpoint, just from like beyond the X's and O's, the very little nuances that Mike Vrabel really takes advantage of. I really wish I could describe it more, but when I see it happen in person, like yesterday, there was a situation where Mike Vrabel kind of went to the refs and was like, "Yo, you guys got this wrong. This is not how it goes. Whatever." I think that someone may have stepped out of bounds early in the game or late in the game. Someone stepped out of bounds. They had to review it. But Mike Vrabel is a really good X's and O's coach and those things beyond the X's and O's. And he really connects with his players well. One thing that I talked about a little earlier was just the fact that some of these players we've seen for a while getting their opportunity. Stephon Diggs, he talked about Mike Vrabel and his connection with him and the fact that he's the best coach that he's ever had, Diggs has had. And I think, I just felt it because Mike Vrabel is certainly one of my favorite coaches. Mike McDonald in his second year going to the Super Bowl with Seattle, much commends to him. I mean, and he's been a defensive guy. We see where that defense is gone. We see where they are right now, Seattle defense. But also, I thought about Geno Smith. I gotta be honest, right? Geno Smith is so bad that 1 year removed from Seattle, they're now in the Super Bowl. Yeah. And the year he's with the Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders, they get the number one pick.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I mean, obviously, we see him out there. His play is not very good as well, but those checks are certainly cashed in. So I definitely thought of Geno Smith as well for this Super Bowl.
I would say this, Geno last year, not with the Raiders, but his last year with Seattle wasn't horrible though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it wasn't what Sam Darnold just did because Sam Darnold coming off 14 back-to-back win seasons is kind of crazy because he putting himself in like a different category. And he's first out of that draft, that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson draft to hit the Super Bowl too. So I wonder where we would start putting him like in the conversations of like, is he top? To me, he's not top 5. But would he be like top 10 somewhere in there? Like where would you have him?
I mean, if he gets one more win, obviously in that Super Bowl, you definitely got to put him up there as far as top 10, I think. And I mean, that's coming all back-to-back 14-plus win seasons. He did get a number one seed and will reach and win a Super Bowl. Even though it's a tough card, it makes me cringe just saying that out loud. Yeah. Sam Darnold, and I'm a Carolina fan, so we had Sam Darnold in the building. So it's like, bro. What? But I mean, I think you would certainly have to put him up there because it's not always about throwing the ball and throwing for 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. It's about winning the games, managing the games, different scenarios for different teams week to week. So I think that, Sam Darnold, last week he threw for like 120-something yards. He didn't need much. Let's win this game. This week he throws for 300-plus, gets everybody involved. So he's doing what he needs to do on a week-to-week basis. And I'm sure he thought he needed to do that against that Rams powerful offense.
Okay. He just put together the best game in the playoffs this year, so I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, Sammy the Bull. That's what when he put Carolina, I called him Sammy the Bull. So I think he could be Sammy the Bull again. He's getting it done. So shout out to the Super Bowl teams, man. That's really big. I know there's a lot that goes into that with your family and the tickets and the arrangements and the flights and when you get there compared to when they get there. The game plan is usually put in, I think, the second week because they have 2 weeks off. So a lot of things. I'm sure I have a lot of props and stuff as well over the next 2 weeks. The Funny Money Super Bowl props as well. So if I can get some inside information on that Gatorade color, bring it to you guys here live, me
All right.
and Marcus. It is January the 26th, 2026, the Snow Day episode. I'm here with my guy Jeremy Verbs, from the Game Point podcast. So, all right, let's get into some other things that we talked about. No, one of the things that we really wanted to talk about and have to address here. Outside of sports, and we'll talk a little NBA before we get out of here because I know you're a basketball guy. Let's talk J. Cole.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
We talk Carolina. We got some Carolina ties. My family's a lot of them from South Carolina on my dad's side. I know you're a North Carolina guy. One Carolina, as we always say. And I got to be honest with you, bro. I got to be honest with you, Jeremy. Coming up, speaking of the come up, right? During that era of J. Cole, I was probably one of the top biggest J. Cole fans, always stamping him. I remember the sideline story that came out. I was at Temple at the time in Philly. Probably show my age a little bit, but I actually walked to a record store and bought 2 of the physical CDs, right? It's like the end of the record store era. And I was just always like bumping, like, yo, J. Cole, he's super nice. Beautiful Bliss, that verse on Beautiful Bliss with Wale. I mean, come on, unprecedented. So I've always been like a J. Cole. He's one of the best rappers, like, right? I think over time I got a little more like lit and was more so like listening to like the party records and having a good time. Still play some J. Cole or like some, things that make you think more outside of what's on the surface, right? So all of those things that J. Cole is true. And now he's dropping his new album, The Fall Off, coming up very soon. He announced, and that's coming up very soon. So we'll review that. I gotta have you back on to review that album for sure.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
But where is J. Cole now? Like, as far as the rap game, right? Like, can he get on record? We heard Fat Joe mention this recently. Fat Joe says he doesn't look at J. Cole the same. He didn't come off the porch when we talk about the rap beef of Kendrick Lamar versus Drake and what was supposed to be J. Cole at the time. I mean, where's J. Cole right now in this specific spot of his career? And do you think that this is going to hurt him going forward? The fact that he bowed out of that beef.
This is I'm kind of biased, bro. Well, I'm not even gonna say I'm kind of biased because he's from Fayetteville. I'm from Sanford, North Carolina. That's like 25 minutes away from each other. So, and like you, I've always listened to him. I felt like he's one of the best, if not the best, in the argument. You know what I'm saying, of all time. I was hurt, man. I ain't gonna hold you. I was hurt when he bowed out. But me being the age I am, and me and him are close to the same age, so I understand what he's like. It's on bill with his character. Like I'm in a new space. I don't want to have anything. That's my friend. This is my friend. So I understand that. When it comes to the rapping, though, it's not too many people that do that better than him. Yeah. So I feel like I think he's always going to be fine. He's always going to have a fan base. He's always going to be like good. I feel like this album is going to be crazy. It's a double disc. I feel like It's a Boys, a mixtape. I think that's coming the 28th. I think that's Wednesday. I think that's going to drop then. Like Kiss was saying on with Fat Joe, he rapped over a few Locks beats. So that's gonna be dope. But like I said, man, it all comes down to if the music's good. If the music's good, nobody's gonna care. If the music's good, nobody's gonna care. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I agree. You make a good point. The fact that like, yo, we're all getting older, right? We're all seeing things. We're all trying to get wise. We're trying to get better. So I do feel that standpoint that, J. Cole, and then when you think about rap beef isn't like how it was for like LL Cool J, Kool Moe D's of the world, right? Like they're gonna bring in your family. I've recently, like a couple days ago, heard J. Cole had children. I had no idea. But they're gonna bring up, bro. I just found out.
Oh yeah, sure.
So, but obviously he's a pretty private person, right? If you're not going to look for it, he's certainly not going to like blast it out there. So people are going to bring in your kids and your baby mother situation or her back. Like people are going to like search and dig. So I certainly understand not wanting to get involved in that, but just trying to be like super transparent as a super hip hop guy, right? I love rap beefs. I mean, I was just thinking about 50 in the Game recently. Someone was like, what if 50 in the Game stayed together, no beef? I think they would have made a ton of hits.
Oh, right? Yeah, I seen that too.
Yeah. I think they would have made a ton of hits. But, when it comes to this, I don't think that it's actually like, we don't see, I think that was the Game in 50. I think that could have been another East Coast, West Coast. I'm very glad that they did not like go through with that. Like they kind of settled it. I remember there's a press conference in like 05, 06. So now, like I don't think we'll see situations like that where there's gunplay and people are like actually trying to be harmed. But there's a lot that comes with the rap beef. But I definitely wanted to see J. Cole display
his
some of
ability.
that musical skill that like, yo, I am actually the best. Like I've been waiting for this moment to let y'all know. And I think it didn't even have to come from. I think J. Cole is so creative, right? So creative that you don't have to get in a traditional beef, right? You can do something different and really use your brain or use your mind. I know he just did the rewind song, but you could have really done something different just to like be like, yo, I'm not bowing out, but I'm also not like I'm not
Taking
going to
it to
give
where
you
they took
song.
it.
I'm not going to give you song for song like Drake, right?
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you something cool. Come back. Now here's a little something creative. Like maybe I'm dropping my mixtape, dropping with the locks and all of that, and I got a couple bars and just stay in the game. And he didn't want to participate, which is fine, right? But once I think the biggest thing is the music. He comes out with these good songs, these good records, these soulful music, the Love Yours of the world, the Crooked Smiles of the world, stuff like that. I think it'll go away. And when you look back on it, people will mention this about Drake. I mean, about J. Cole, but I think his body of music will speak higher
Yeah.
volumes than this.
So where do you stand on the point? Like, you know how I know Maul says all the time he can't talk this certain way like he's the best. How you feel about that when he says that when he's rapping? He can't talk that
I
anymore?
do agree for now. Right, I do agree for now, but I mean, I don't want to say that he can't say that he's the best, but it's like I can say that I podcast, but I gotta do it, right? Like I have to do it. I have to like you had an opportunity to kind of out rap Kendrick. And I'm not even bringing in Drake. Drake's a whole nother, but you had a chance to kind of go at Kendrick and out rap him, which I think these are the two best lyricists. Like when we just talk about like lyrical, I mean, you got to throw in Wale in there.
Yeah.
Just talking about like lyrical from that era. Those are the two. Those are the three. So I thought that like I think that, obviously he probably still is going to say that he's the best.
Yes.
But yeah, for right now, I do think I'm a little weary of it because when the opportunity came, he didn't seize the moment.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Like I said, it's tough, bro. Like I said, I'm biased towards that too, and I felt like his heart went in the diss, man. He didn't want to do that. He seen the direction it was going with those two guys being his friends, and I understand it. Like I said, I was mad at the time, so I was hurt a little bit, but I do understand it. I just think the album gonna be fire, bro. If he puts out a super dope album, even with the mixtape, but both of them are good, like they're heaters, they everything we want. I think he'll be fine, bro. I think he'll be able to talk that trash like he do. And the only thing is the features that are going to be on it. I don't know if he has Kendrick on there. I think that's kind of crazy. To me, that would be crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, so that'll be crazy. But other than that, man, if the music good, we good.
Yeah, anybody but Kendrick you can have on there. Like I'm not mad at that. But yeah, J. Cole definitely a polarizing guy. I think that like in the midst of all of this, right? Some people either love J. Cole or hate J. Cole. I certainly don't hate him. I think I'm on the love side, but I do have to put him up on the same like platform as I do the OGs, the legends, because he's just that good, right? And otherwise, this wouldn't be a conversation at all. It'd just be some guy who came and went. So, kudos to J. Cole. I definitely wanted to touch on that. The fall off. I'm looking forward to that album. Looking forward to the things that he has to say on that album. We'll be reviewing it here, but also that mixtape as well. Just kind of getting back to that nostalgia feel when the mixtape games are going crazy. That Pith era. Bring out your do-rag, bring out your Air Force Ones, whatever you got to do, you know what I mean? So looking forward to that. It's good. He's a polarizing guy, J. Cole is. And I don't think he wants to be. I think he wants to like just stay low-key, but he's a polarizing figure. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's you sent me a Kendall Jenner quote while we're still here on hip hop.
Yeah.
I thought this was very good. I haven't touched on this yet because I'm like, we definitely have to talk on this. So this is complex media reporting. This is a quote from Kendall Jenner. So this is quote, rap right now is like not doing it for me. I love rap. I do. I love the genre. And when it's great, it's great. But everything is sounding really repetitive to me. End quote. Kendall Jenner. She's talking about the hip hop game. And she also gave kudos to a couple of artists like Kendrick Lamar and Tyler, the Creator. But yes, Kendall Jenner.
Yeah.
Of the Jenner family. She says she doesn't love rap right now. What are your thoughts on that? On her specifically saying it and the actual like hip hop and rap?
I'm trying to figure out why does she have, or why is she even giving the ability to say something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what
Yeah.
she doesn't do anything musically and why does it always have to come down to people talking about hip hop? I've never heard anybody say, especially if a color say anything about rock's not where it's supposed to be right now, or country's not where it's supposed to be right. Like, you know what I'm saying things like that. So that's the problem I have with it. And I feel like rap is to me, it's in a good place. I know we're not the number one genre anymore. I don't think we are right now because we haven't had too many number ones this year or last year. But when it comes to, certain people shouldn't be able to speak on that type of thing, man. I don't think so.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. I mean, the first thing that I saw was that I love the quote, but I was like, why is Kendall Jenner quoting this?
Yeah, why
like,
is she saying it? Yeah.
What does this mean? Like, if you and I, we just talked about the historic hip, I told you in 2011, I walked to go get J. Cole's CD, physical, 2 of them. And, I've done that. I've been to the Sam Goodies of the world, early 2000s, and you study hip hop, the Nas, the Illmatics, the Wyclefs, like, what I mean? No matter what. And I just think that on surface, Kendall Jenner probably shouldn't be commenting on rap and where it's at. Like, not at all. I'm not sure that she was embedded in this lifestyle from an early age. I'm sure she got on it late, as you get in, mixy and meet with different people. But I also think that, what is she listening to? It's probably on surface rap, whatever you're supposed to hear on these like playlists that people get paid for and stuff.
Yeah,
who are your favorite rappers? Like, are you listening to someone who maybe not has a big backing behind them, but they spit really good stuff? Their beat selection is amazing. They have a cult following. Are you listening to those, or are you just listening to Quavo's latest song? You know what I mean? So I totally agree with you, though. I think that her saying it weighs like no weight at all. Weighs nothing at all, because it's like, Kendall Jenner, we know you from being a Kardashian and a reality TV star, and we don't know you from hip hop. So to speak on it now and to say that it's in a bad place,
it's crazy.
It's certainly, we don't. Well, both of us, we don't agree with the message. We think rap is in an all right place. More hits could come, sure, but we don't agree with the messenger. Who?
I feel like the projects that came out this past year, like the Freddie Gibbs, you got Clips. You got it's just a bunch of like music, and it's not in just one space. You got some, because I'm a backpack guy. I like lyrics a lot, so I've been listening to a Griselda a lot. I feel like that's a lane that's done open up a lot for artists coming in and doing their thing. But I feel like rap is in a fine place, bro. It's in a real good place to me.
Right, and is Kendall Jenner going to listen to Griselda? Like, my money is saying no, she's not. Like, it's not. It has to be a beat. It has to be in a club. They're not playing. You know what I mean? So, definitely, we don't love the message or the messenger. So that was Complex Media reporting. But yeah, shout out to you, Jeremy, for sending that over, because it was like, what?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Then they got her picture right there. I'm like, this lady's commenting on. It's not Angie Martinez.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I just don't.
It's free. This is Kendall Jenner.
And it's just wild, because, man, they just don't do that to country. They don't do that to other genres. It's just us, man. That's the only thing I have. That's the problem I have with it.
I've never seen, they say country's in a bad place.
Yeah.
We're not telling enough stories. So all right. What else did I got for you? Let's talk some Stranger Things. I know this is a big show that you like. I did not really get into it personally. I think, and by the time I really saw that it was going down, it was too late. But let's talk about it. I mean, so they have their Stranger Things. They have 2 spinoffs in the works, right? So let's look that up. I know one of it is set in 1985. Stranger Things, pulling this up, spinoff.
So have you watched the first season, second season?
I've never watched any of Stranger Things, mostly because I'm not really into the genre. Just seeing
sci-fi stuff.
Yeah, I'm not really into sci-fi. But I definitely keep track of the things that's happening.
Yeah, for sure,
people that's watching it. But no, I haven't watched it. But Stranger Things, it's looking like it's going to get a spinoff. At least one, Tales from '85. So that is the latest from the Stranger Things universe. And they also in December 2025, Stranger Things generated over 15 billion viewing minutes in the month of December alone. So this is a show that had a tremendous reach, and it's taken seasons off or years and
Yeah.
seasons off, and people are still connected. And now the spinoffs. I mean, what did you think about this show overall and the potential spinoffs that's going to come from it?
I feel like the marketing was elite, bro. Having it come out, drop those, I guess you call them like small films because they were all about an hour long, a little bit longer than that. Dropping them during the holidays where everybody's going to be home, get to watch them, get to see them. I think that was like genius marketing. That was good. And the actual series was good. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, they took some time off. Everybody looks older, which is crazy. They must be playing high school people. You know what I'm saying? And they look super old. Yeah. But other than that, man, the acting was well. I didn't know where they was going to go with it, and how they ended it was good because sometimes you can be upset about how last season can go, kind of like Game of Thrones, how that went. Yep. That ended bad, like terribly. To me, it did. No, the show was good, man. I don't know how I feel about the spinoff. I would have to actually look into it more because I'm not a huge fan of spinoffs, man. Like, not a really, really big fan because sometimes they really hit or miss. Every now and then you might catch a really, really good one, but for the most part they be, like I said, hit or miss, man. But yeah, man, the show was good, bro. I think that's something you would enjoy. But you said you don't like the sci-fi, but I think you would enjoy that for sure.
Yeah, and you mentioned the marketing. The marketing was tremendous. We know the Netflix bag is crazy. It's super crazy. They got, they are like, when I think of Los Angeles now, one of the things that I think of is Netflix. Netflix, like these big premieres, these big over the top, these productions. They have a really big bag, and the promotion. You're certainly right. It always felt like it came out around a time that people were spending at home around the holidays, or usually like around the holidays. Certainly, like when it's cold out. But just overall, the things that I've seen over the years from Stranger Things, and I know the kids right now that you see them adults, and this is someone who's never watched an episode. I've seen it on my family watching or something, but yeah, I mean, I think that they've done a tremendous job in establishing this core fan base. And to have people stick with you for this long of a time, not just over 5 seasons, right? 5 seasons can go in 5 years, or I've seen seasons you can do 2 seasons in 1 year. This took time. You saw the kids grow from small to adults, and people are really invested in the kids who are adults now, or some I think they're young adults. And then the actors, you obviously follow them, and you want to see what they do next. But the spinoff, I think it's a great thing to do. It's still going to have people engaged. People are going to retune into that first episode and have some water cooler talk about it. And Stranger Things Stranger Things, I think, is like a new Back to the Future kind of like. If someone, it can be not. I don't think I don't think they compare. Obviously, I haven't seen Stranger Things to compare them movie wise. I think it's a culture wise.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
I would definitely go buy Stranger Things jacket right now, a hoodie, just because it's that's the times. It was kind of, you can explain what you were doing, kind of, or what was really popping during this era. So I think that I think they've done a tremendous job, and I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon, especially when you talk about this spinoff and possibly another. I think Stranger Things is still going to stick around.
Yeah, that's Netflix show, like the number one. That's they brand basically. So they have to. It would be stupid not to continue. You know what I'm saying? Like with that brand, And speaking of like what you said about Netflix, I think I'm not for sure where I read it or heard it. But I think they're about to come out with a I guess you say a music label, or they're gonna take and go musically, which is, to me, is crazy because it's gonna shut down a lot of things because they can make it where say they sign Beyonce to a mega deal. That means everything is going to be on Netflix. That's gonna be the tour and all that stuff is gonna be there. It's kind of like cutting out the middleman. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a label or anything anymore. It's just everything will be through that, which is crazy to me because that means they could write just a crazy bag and all the music would just be on Netflix.
Yeah, when we see they getting in the podcast lane, and I think literally today the Breakfast Club aired on Netflix January 26th, and they won't be on YouTube. Full episodes will not be on YouTube anymore. So I think they're going to do the. Yeah, when you talk about music, that doesn't surprise me at all. Especially when you talk about the fact that these music artists are not getting paid that much from streaming, right? It takes a ton of streams to make a very little amount of dollars. Netflix might put in a certain deal where you do have a Beyonce of the world. You stream their entire album here, the whole visual album. You can play it right here, or the audio version. And they're going to find a way to really continue to take over. And we know what they're trying to do with Warner Brothers. They're trying to buy Netflix, they're trying to buy Warner Brothers. Netflix is trying to take over.
Yeah.
And I'll take them over Paramount Skydance because they
Oh yeah, I'm with
crazy.
you on that. I'm with you on that for sure.
They getting a little crazy over there. So all right, that's pretty much it. Add a couple more before we talk hoops. I gotta talk some just regular news. I mean, we've seen what's going on with ICE in Minneapolis. It's a ton of things. I saw another shooting over the weekend. Another man passed away through a fatal shooting. But National Guard, TMZ reporting, National Guard has arrived in Minneapolis after a fatal Alex Preddy shooting. So they arrived Saturday night after Governor Tim Walz, announced that this was happening. But yeah, I mean, what are you thinking about just overall, like what's happening outside right now? I know it's a snow day for us, but what's happening outside? Just with just the ice everywhere. These people in Minnesota, they're going crazy. I work in DC Gallery Place. I see the National Guard every day.
Yeah,
it's like what's going on outside?
Bro, it's crazy, bro. It seems like we're getting to the point where it's almost going to be like martial law, bro. So I just tell, especially us people, to go get prepared, bro. Go get you some classes, take some classes to get some guns, and make sure you are equipped for what's going to happen, what is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because this is insane, man. It's almost like a third world country, bro. I don't ain't got too much. It's just wild, bro. That's all it is, bro. It's wild.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I grew up, Jeremy. I'm a journalist guy. I went to school for journalism, sports journalism. I don't have and part of that is to not give too much of an opinion on things. Obviously, we've seen that change with the landscape, the Skip Baylesses of the world, Stephen A. When people give their opinions, I still try to kind of stick with not giving so much of an opinion. I'm here to report the news, not necessarily give my opinion on it. But I mean, this is right in front of our eyes. It's turning into a third world country.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just getting off the train with my headphones on. It's just military guys like we're at war or something. Like it does seem like there's a civil war brewing here, especially when you hear Donald Trump talk about fourth elections, right? Fourth time in office when he's not even supposed to have a third time. So there, discussions of that. We saw what happened January 6th, few years in 2020 when all that happened at the Capitol. So there does seem to be some things brewing, and you can turn your head the other way, but it's definitely right in front of us.
It's right there.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a lot of crazy things going on. I think that, like you said, I mean, we really have to protect ourselves and protect our families and really put ourselves first, because it's really wicked outside. People are getting killed over immigration.
Yeah.
Right. Like, this isn't. I didn't go out there and hurt someone or commit a crime or like kill someone. Like, if my immigration status isn't up to par, you can do what you do, but like to be killing people now,
like, that makes no sense. Yeah.
No sense. Like, it's nothing. So it's very weird. But the National Guard, TMZ reporting, National Guard has reported to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and we'll see over the week if anything. What else happens out in Minnesota? And we're reporting here at Media Marcus. All right, January 26, 2026. Before we get out of here, we got to talk some hoops. Just general. I feel like I kind of lock in more hoops right after football. So, around All-Star weekend, just naturally like kind of my vibe. But I think the first thing I'll talk about is let's talk Minnesota.
Okay.
Let's talk the Timberwolves, because Anthony Edwards, we obviously know, one of the great players in the league, young bull, like
should have been an all-star starter.
Should have been an all-star starter, right? That's one of the things that we can discuss for sure. Should have been an all-star starter. But I mean, what's going on with this Minnesota team? It seems like they're kind of like wheels stuck in the mud, if you will. Like, they're just not really kind of getting over, progressing. I've seen them lose games that they shouldn't lose. I think the other night they lost to someone. I was like, why did they lose this game? So
for a team, go ahead.
No, so who is the Timberwolves? Who are they? Who are the Timberwolves?
14 has been the back-to-back Western Conference Finals, bro. They got a super talented young superstar. To me, should be the face of the league.
I agree.
They need a point guard, bro. I think it's just that simple. And I've said this on Game Point. I feel like John Morant should be the guy that they target. I feel like if they go out, you pair him, especially if you can get him. I just seen what Trae Young went for with the Wizards. You know what I'm saying? So if you can get him for that type of deal and be able to keep your team for the most part still together, I think they'll be fine. but they like you said, they're in a weird space because they've been to back-to-back Western Conference Finals. They brought Julius Randle over, and they're just trying to. It's not figure things out. It's just like they're almost coasting. But we don't. They have to get over the hump sooner or later. So you would think this will be the year they get over the hump, but I don't see them doing that. So they're gonna have to make a splash, do something different because it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. They certainly got to make a splash. As a 6-point favorite last night at home,
Mm-hmm.
they lost. And
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of things happening in Minnesota right now. We just talked about that. But they lost 85 to 111 as a 6-point favorite versus Golden State. And I think the roster, I think that you got to look. I don't know who's their GM, right? But I didn't love the Julius Randle. I'm sorry, I'm not a Julius Randle guy. I think as far as like we talk about efficient hoop. I don't think of Julius Randle. You know what I mean? I don't know how well he's been playing this season, but he's not. He was 3 of 11 last night, 0 4 from 3. So you know what I mean? That's just not going to get it done when you're playing with a guy like Anthony Edwards who had 32 and 11 last night. I mean, these guys still have Joe Ingles in the NBA. I saw Joe Ingles last night getting into it with someone. I'm like, there has to be like from the top down. There has to be some looking in the mirror here. I don't think this team from the roster standpoint is good enough, and they certainly need a point guard. I think John Moran will help, but John Moran and Anthony Edwards, that's going to be a very interesting backcourt.
I think that's a dynamic backcourt, especially if Ja takes and locks in on the defensive side. That'll be the only problem for me with that. And his shooting, I know he's shooting like terrible this year from the three, but if I feel like he just need a new, he definitely needs just a fresh start. I feel like that he could turn that around, and you take wiser decisions from the three. But man, I'm not a huge hater on. A lot of people don't like Julius Randle. I like Julius Randle. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you with him being like him playing like winning basketball is kind of tough.
Yeah.
Especially for the Timberwolves. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like even though they let Cat go, and I feel like Cat doesn't play enough defense, but Cat stretched the floor. He shoots the ball well. So that's what you need around Anthony Edwards. But I'm with you. They definitely have to change something if they want to, like I said, get over the hump.
Yeah, I agree, and I like Julius Randle from this toughness standpoint. Like you need them dogs in the them playoffs, especially when the 7-game series when guys start to like get irritating and things like that. And I think Julius Randle can play productive basketball. I'm just not sure that with Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert that's the best situation for them. So I mean, we'll see what comes of that, but I definitely think they need to make a move because you got a young who we think is the face of the NBA or should be the face of the NBA. But I mean, just putting up 85 points against a Warriors team with no Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. Kuminga gone, everybody like that. That doesn't make any sense at all.
It does not make any sense at all. So, and then some other things that I asked you about. Yeah.
So what big would you get though? Because I heard you say something about Rudy Gobert. I know a lot of people.
I'm not mad at Gobert. We know what Gobert's for. But I mean, the playoffs, obviously, I think in the playoffs, I mean, the past years, I think Gobert's fine. Right. I think Julius Randle, we need someone to kind of stretch the floor, play better, efficient basketball, especially in the playoffs. But like you said, they also need a point guard. So
you will move Julius Randle then?
I will move Julius Randle. See if I can get him to the Grizzlies with a pick or something. Maybe some things like that, and then try to kind of bring in one of these guys that can stretch the floor at the 4. And maybe play small ball where you can play McDaniels. I'm not sure, but
I got you.
You got to do something because this ain't it, and I think that in the past 3 years, this is the worst team that we've seen from the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I'm agree with that. Yeah.
So they're regressing there. Let's talk some Florida basketball. Though I know you're a Miami Heat guy, and I'm an Orlando Magic guy, and my Orlando Magic man, it is pain, man, pain for us. We just can't get it together. I mean, we deal with some injuries. Guys come back, another guy gets injured. Coaching wise, we don't seem to be up for all the games that we should be. People mention they call him Paulo PBJ.
Yeah.
Paulo Banchero, no jumper, PB&J. And it's tough. It's tough being a Magic fan right now. What do you see from my Magic from the Miami Heat standpoint of fan?
Well, right now the Heat are the 7th seed and the Magic are the 8th seed. I think for the Magic to be good, they got to move on from either Franz or PB, bro. I hate to say that, but I think they're getting in each other's way. And for all the bad shots that PB takes, bro, I feel like if you move Franz out, let him just go downhill more. I think that'll change up the dynamic. He just got to move on for him too. When it comes to Miami, though, it's time for it's time for us to just get a new front office, man.
Really?
Pat Riley, bro. I love Pat Riley, man, but he's too old. He's stuck in his ways. It's time because he's trying to hone in on getting Giannis or getting Joker in 2028. That doesn't make to me that I get it, but it doesn't make any sense. Why when you got John Morant is out there, that Trae Young was out there. It's because we need a point guard. If you go get a point guard, especially how the East is right now, we have a chance to win the whole thing because the Knicks don't look too good. Detroit looks all right, but they young. Yeah. The Heat are experienced, man. So you go and get these make this splash in the trade, and then you bring in a piece where you can actually contend for a championship. But he's just too stuck in his ways, man. I'm tired of it.
You know he's stuck in his ways, man. Pat Riley, how many championships has he been a part of? I can count at least 8.
Come on, himself?
Yeah, himself. I count.
Oh yeah, for sure.
5. I think
he got 5 with the Lakers,
3 with the Heat, and I mean he might have won one as a player as well. So no, I mean from Orlando Magic standpoint though, I've always admired the Miami Heat though, just from the standpoint that you have that stability year to year. Doesn't matter. Like you're not going to be in the lottery. It's not going to happen. But Eric Spoelstra, I thought you guys have been playing well this season. You picked up Norman Powell. I think that the pace that you guys play with is extremely fast, and you guys put up a lot of points. So I didn't know what to expect from Miami this season, and I always expect you guys to kind of be where you're at right now. But I thought they would maybe take a step back. But I would much rather see that, right? Like I think that we got Eric Spoelstra, who's one of the best coaches. I mean, he does a lot with a little year by year. But my guy in Orlando, Jamal Mosley, before I could split the two up in Orlando, I gotta get rid of this coach. I gotta find a coach who's already won at least a playoff series. Jamal Mosley hasn't done that, right? This is his first job, and he hasn't gotten over that hump. So I need a guy who's at least won a playoff series, maybe made it to a conference final. Denver's old coach is out there. Mike Malone? Mike Malone. Yeah, he's won a championship with star players. So before I can say, hey, I need to separate these two, Franz and Paolo, I think I need a new coach in there, like a new voice, because I don't think that we've regressed defensively. Right, Orlando has, and we don't have a rim stopper protector. Right, we don't have that. Wendell Carter's not that. I love that Angel Reese comes to all the games. I love that.
Yeah, but for sure.
He's not protecting the rim. Yeah. So I think a coach and a rim protector is like super important before I feel like we could break these two up. But I am hearing that a lot. Maybe you need to separate these two. But I also used to hear that about Tatum and Brown. In Boston, and we saw them get over the hump with a new coach.
They were winning though. You see what I'm saying?
All right, that's fair. Yeah. They were getting to the conference finals.
Yeah, that's why they was winning, bro. You can't. It's kind of.
We need a new coach though. We need to see if someone can kind of like push.
I'm with you on that. For sure.
And Jamal Mosley, brother, Jamal, I got nothing but love for you. I'm sure Sacramento will love you to get their team to the playoffs. It's just certain things like. You got guys that are not rookies anymore. They're on bigger contracts, larger contracts. There are bigger expectations. Bane's in the building. I'm not sure Jamal Mosley's the guy to get us to at least the second round of conference finals. But when I look at Miami, I understand what you're saying. But you guys, man, are going to be around, and it's going to be in a 7-game series where it's going to be like a game 7, and y'all are right there.
But you get tired of like not winning though, bro. It's almost like it's kind of how Jerry Jones does with the Cowboys, man. To me, it's in the same like department. Other than the Cowboys don't win as much as Miami does. But man, it's at some point, bro, you gotta get out of your own way, bro. And that's exactly what he is. He's in his way.
Pat Riley, till death do us part. He's like,
I'm already knowing.
Checks is cashing. I'm already knowing. Tax in Florida. I live in Miami. I'm Pat Riley. I feel both sides though. Absolutely.
I would say this too. With PB and Franz, bro. I think for one of them to take the next step, they have to get out of each other's way. That's the thing. I thought PB was going to be around like almost 30 points this year, like being in the conversation for actually being an MVP candidate.
Yeah,
that's what I thought was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But that didn't turn out. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
mm-hmm.
Apollo's had his ups and downs,
Mm-hmm.
injuries. He needs to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of things that I think. First things first. We need a coach and a rim protector,
Mm-hmm.
and let's go from there. Because I've seen. While I talk about as much as I like Franz, when
Mm-hmm.
we get to April, usually Paulo's the guy
Yeah,
have
yeah.
team on the back, 30
Mm-hmm.
plus points, averaging 37 and 7 in playoffs. And I've seen Franz shrink in those moments and not hitting his shots as much.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that these two, for now, as an Orlando Magic fan, they need each other, but we
Yeah.
just need a new coach. And let's
Okay.
see how it goes from there. And then let's make some decisions. So
Gotcha.
I did. What was it? I just had one more last thing before we get out of here. It's January 26, 2026, Snow Day episode, Media
Mm-hmm.
Markets live stream. Oh, Derrick Rose. Last thing I want to talk about. You saw he got his jersey retired over the weekend in Chicago. What are your overall thoughts on Derrick Rose, his career, how he came into the NBA, the youngest MVP, all of that? Derrick Rose gets his jersey retired in Chicago.
Man, the ceremony, everything, all that stuff that was beautiful, man. Luol Deng and everybody coming out speaking, saying how they felt about him and everything. He's probably the second, if not the most important guy for that, other than Michael Jordan, of course. You know what I'm saying? But that's Chicago's guy. You know what I'm saying? So it was dope to see. Career wise, man, it's sad because when I see Derrick Rose, I always think about like holding his knee on the ground, like all that, which is a bad thing. But career wise, he was a big what if. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like he probably would have been a top 5 point guard all the time if he continues to, you know what I'm saying, continue to stay healthy. But he was lightning in the bottle, bro. It was must see TV. Seeing this, like I said, I'm a Heat fan, so seeing the Chicago battle the Heat, bro, they just take it was amazing, bro, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Derrick Rose has been really instrumental and important in basketball. Chicago basketball. He's from Chicago, got drafted first overall to the Bulls, won an MVP there. And you think about, just this, homegrown product, homegrown person. And I also just thought about, when I think about Derrick Rose, I think about MVP. I don't think about him being hurt. I know that I know there's a lot of memes and stuff during that time. I just think about him getting it in, turning, jumping on a dime, making incredible plays, and being like, yo. But I also think about, the Bulls haven't been good really since Michael Jordan, right? Except
facts, yeah.
This Derrick Rose era with Joakim Noah, Luol Deng, etc. And I also just think about the draft picks that the Bulls it was Eddie Curry. Remember Eddie Curry? Like this new Eddie Curry was going to be a guy, or Denzel Valentine's of the world, or
it was a bad pick there.
Yeah, I mean, they've had some good picks, but you think about the Ben Gordons, the Chris Duhans, even like the Kirk Heinrichs that's played for Chicago. These are serviceable players. But Derrick Rose was to another level. He put fans in the seats, sellout crowds. If you went to go see, if he went, came to your arena, you were certainly trying to go get tickets and go see him as long as he was healthy. So I think about, hey, after all of these years of Michael Jordan, you made all of these draft picks, and I just mentioned some guys. I used to love Kirk Heinrich's game, right? Like serviceable player. Ben Gordon, the same thing. But Derrick Rose is another tier. He's from the city. He is the city. And I just want to give him some kudos and praise here on the Media Market Show. Man. Getting his jersey retired. So
well deserved, bro.
Well deserved, man.
I think he should make the Hall of Fame too. I think so.
Okay. I haven't thought about that one yet.
You the youngest MVP, bro. To do what he did, to play, because he still had a long career. It's not like he just stopped, stopped playing. It just wasn't at the level it was when he was at his peak. But yeah, I think he Hall of Fame. Might not be first ballot, but I think he Hall of Fame.
Right, and it's time in college, right? It's college basketball involved as well. Yeah, basketball Hall of Fame. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, man. That's it for us, man. Jeremy, it was a pleasure, my guy. We got to do this again. Feel free. Let's keep chiming in. Like I'll pull up to you guys. Football is pretty much over now, so I got more time to pull up and do these streams. But yeah, so appreciate you pulling up, my guy. We talked a lot of things here. We talked J. Cole. We talked the Super Bowl, the NFL. We talked the NBA, Derrick Rose. We also talked Ice. We talked music. The Jenners talking hip hop. which is crazy. So we did all those things. But man, I appreciate you pulling up. I see a lot of people pulled up and tuned in for this. I appreciate you all for listening in, tuning in. Jeremy, we'll tie in. I'll see you soon, and we'll start to put these clips out.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Enjoy the rest of your snow day, and I'll see you all soon. January 26, 2026. All right.
Yes, sir.